Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So welcome to lecture 3 for the course CSE 3019 Software Quality and Reliability. In lecture 2, we have learned software quality factors, different modes of software quality factors, including different models for software quality factors, including McCall's models, ISO IC models, and some other important factor exist in the alternative models for software quality factors. Today, we will get familiarized with the software quality assurance architecture and the various components of this architecture. With the overview of this architecture and its components, we specifically will learn a particular component called pre-project components, that is consist of content review and development and quality plans. Therefore, this is the outline of today's lecture. Let us go one by one. Observe this very nice diagram to represent a software quality assurance architecture. There are various components like pre-project software quality components, project life cycle component. Let me mark it. So some pre-project software quality components are there, both are same. Then project life cycle software quality assurance components are there. Then quality infrastructure components are there. Then quality management components are there. Some standardization components are there. And finally, organization, organizational based or human components are there. So there are there are six components, major components: pre-project software quality component, then project lifecycle quality software quality components, quality infrastructure component, quality management standard, and organizational based or human components. And each of these components has some building blocks. Like for this first one, the pre-project software quality components is consist of contract review and project documentation plan. Then again, project lifecycle software quality component consists of formal design and review, peer review, experts review or expert opinion, software testing, software maintenance, so and so on. So we first will discuss each of the components, and then the first component, that is the pre-project SQL components in detail. So these are the six components of the architecture, and as I have mentioned, we will learn the details of the first component, and before that let us know what other components are and what they do in a brief manner. So as I mentioned, this pre-project quality components, and let me show once again this diagram. So you may note here that some of these components are done before the project start, some of the components are done during the project development, and some of the components are done after the project completion as well. So this pre-project quality component assure that whether the components have been adequately defined considering the resources required, schedule, and budget. It also assures whether the development and quality plans have been correctly determined. So these components are consist of two subcomponents called contract review and development and quality plans. There are two stages. First one is a development life cycle stages, which helps to detect design and programming errors through reviews, expert opinion, and software testing. The second stage is the operation maintenance stage that helps for functionality improvement. Then this infrastructure error prevention and improvement components. So it helps to eliminate the rate of error based on organization accumulated experience. So in some cases, it may not be possible to eliminate all the errors. As I mentioned in last day that no software is there which is bug free or error free. Some error will be there obviously, but we should try to reduce them. We should try to minimize them. So these components help to minimize them and where possible eliminate all the errors or bugs. So now we have an overall idea about a software quality architecture. Means two components of the software quality architecture. Now the third one is software quality management components. So it controls the development and maintenance activities, provide early managerial support activities to prevent or minimize the schedule and budget failure. Then standardization, certification, and software quality assurance assessment components is also there. So this helps to implement international professional and managerial standard with the organization. Sometimes some organization or company follows some standard organization. So based on their professional knowledge, or sometimes they hire some professional to assure the standard of the software, and it deals with both the quality management standard and software project standard. Organizing for software quality assessment, this is another important component, the eighth component, which is very important nowadays, the human components. So a lot of people involved to initiate and support implementation of software quality assurance components. These people include the manager, testing team, software quality team, and participation interested software quality, for example, some software quality trustee or software quality committee members, software quality forum members. These are generally outside the organization, from outside the organization, and they help to detect deviation from software quality assurance procedures and methodology, and where possible, they suggest for the improvements. So now we have a overall idea about the software quality architecture. Now let us know the very first component of it in detail. That is the software pre-project components. So as I mentioned, these pre-project components are pre-project components. It consist of two subcomponent: contract review and development and quality plans. So it has broadly two stages. The first stage is called the proposal draft review, which reviews the final proposal draft and proposals foundation, that is customers requirement document, customer additional details, and explanation of the requirement. It also reviews the cost and resources estimation and existing contracts or contract drafts of the supplier with partners and subcontractors. Sometimes some partners may be there, say for a big projects, you have some partner or subcontractors. So it takes care of those also. The second stage is the contract draft review, which reviews the contract drafts on the basis of the proposal and the understanding during the contract negotiation session. Sometimes some contracts are negotiated, so it takes care of that also. It may even include changes required to clear understanding of the requirements. So what are the objectives of this contract review? The proposal draft review objectives or the stage ones, as there are two stages, so uh, there are two different set of objectives for each set of objective for each of these stages. So stage one objective are defined like customer requirement have been clarified or documented or not. So sometimes what happens, the requirement are written in very generic way. So the requirement should be clarified and properly understood. Otherwise, it will be it may cause problem in a later stage. Therefore, additional information may be gathered from the customer for each requirement for more clarification. So if some requirement of the customer is not clear enough from the draft document, then some additional information are collected and documented from the customer for each of this requirement. Then alternative approaches for is to examine alternative approach proposed by partner or subcontractors. As I mentioned, sometimes some partners will be there, subcontractors will be there. So this is to examine the alternative approach proposed by by your partner of your organization or subcontractors. Then formal aspect of the relationship between the customer and the customer and the software firm have been specified or not. So this is done to define some kind of formalities that include customer communication and interface channels, uh, project deliverable and acceptance criteria, customer change request and so on. So this is also very important. And then identification of development risk such as risk management action. Some templates are there for this, so the organization or the team generally follows that template. Then adequate estimation of the project resource and timetable, which refers to the professional staff, project budget. That may also include the subcontractor or partner fees and all these things. Then examination of the company's capacity with respect to the project. So this examination should consider professional competence and as well as the availability of the required team members and development facilities for the scheduled time. So at this time, the team decides whether it is possible or not to implement the project with the limited number of resources and limited within limited time schedule. So this is also important. Then examination of the customers capability to meet their components. So one is company's capability, another is customers capability to meet their commitments. So it sometime it may be the case that the customers are asking you for building a very large software or complex software that may involve a lot of manpower, resources, time, and the customers are not ready to pay for that. or customers do not have that time to allow to produce that software node. So this examination refers to this customer financial and organization capabilities. Sometimes it may be the case that they have the money but they have not the infrastructure to run your software. So they may not have the sufficient hardware to run the proposed software. So all these are examined in this phase. Then definition of partner and subcontractor participation. So this covers quality assurance issues, payment schedules, distribution and project income, profit and cooperation between project management and team. So what will be the contribute? What will be the means share and all these things. One more is there like definition and protection of property rights. So this factor is of vital importance, particularly when reused software is inserted into a new package, or when when right for when right for future reuse of the current software need to be decided. Means in the earlier lecture I told you that this reuse concept is can be thought in two direction. One is when you are reusing some components of some existing software into your software, and another direction is when you are building your own software, you are thinking for the future, some future software. Okay, I'm building these components or modules, so some of these modules can be reused in future for this XYZ software. So as the reuse is can be thought in both directions. So this factor is uh, vital, is very important, particularly when the reused software is either inserted into your project, or you think to reuse the software in some later stage. So this is the objective for this stage 2 for this contract review. So no uncleared issues remain in this contract draft. So everything should be clear enough to understand the contract draft, and all understanding is subsequent to the proposal are correctly documented. Documentation is very much important, and no new changes or addition or omission have been entered the contract draft. So when it is allowed in the stage 1, but in the stage 2, when you are drafting the review, then the final review, then no changes are allowed, no addition, no deletion are allowed in this draft. Now who performs a contract review? So it depends upon the complexity of the project. Sometimes it is taken care by this leader or any other senior member in absence of this leader. So any senior member from the proposal team may review, or the team leader may review. Sometimes the members of a personal team, sometimes a team is allocated or assigned to contract review, and sometimes when the internal team or internal team members are unable to do this, then an outside professional or company staff members can be hired. And when the software is too large or the project is too large, then a completely separate team from outside your organization who are who have the expertise in this, they are hired. So a full team works to review the contract. So if the complexity increases, then this hierarchy is followed. When the project is too small, then team leader itself can review. If it is means little bit larger project, then the members of the proposal team review, and then if it is means little bit more complex project or sometime the members are unable to do the review, then the personnel from the outside of your organization will be hired to do this review. Now there are some additional issues may create in case of major proposal, that is a proposal for a very large project. So due to time pressure, then due to the engagement of the senior members into some other project and so on. So for this large project, some difficulties may be arisen. So to take care of this, particularly for this major project, the contract review is done explicitly as per the schedule. So a fixed schedule is done. Then, as per the schedule, everything is done. A specific team and a particular team leader is also appointed specifically for this review of the project. This is inside the organization. And as I mentioned, when the people inside your organization will unable to do, then some expert from outside your organization or a team of experts will be hired to do the review. Then development and quality plans. This is the second components of this pre-project components, subcomponents of this pre-project components. So the main objectives of this development and quality plans are scheduling development activities that will lead to successful and timely completion of the project, and estimate the required manpower, resources and budget, recurring team members and allocating development resources according to the activity schedules and manpower resource requirement estimation. Then the third objective is resolving development risk. Fourth objective is implementing required software quality activities. And the sixth objective is providing management with data needed for project control. So what are the different elements for deployment and quality plans? So project products, design documents of which include this design documents, software product, training materials. So all these belong to this project products elements. Then another element is there called project interfaces. So interfaces for existing software packages and hardware, and the interfaces with the other software and hardware. So all these are the project interfaces elements or components. Then project methodology and development tool to be applied at each phase of the project. So what exact methodology is followed, what tools are have been used, all these are enlisted or documented properly. Software development standard and procedures. So there are some standard development procedures, standard life cycle or model. So which one whether you are say for example whether you are using this waterfall which is your organization explicit and all these things. So mapping of the development process, details definition of each of the phases, and project milestones. So project milestone is also important. Some milestones are created in within this duration, or after 1 month, 2 months, for example, we will do this. Then after another month, we will do this and this. So, milestones are important to successfully complete the project in time. Then project staff organization, which includes the details of the team leaders, manpower distribution. So for which module, which team member or which team leader is assigned. So all these are detailed in this project staff organization. Then development facilities, which includes the hardware, software, tools, office space, etc. Means what type of hardware will be used to develop the project. Then what will be the software and other tools which will be used. Then there is sufficient office space or not for the employees, and all these things are also third. Then development risk is also concerned. So this technological gap, this helps to identify whether any technological gap or not. Suppose you are trying to write the software in Python, for example, but your employee do not have expertise in Python. So first, then you may require to train your employees first. So this and whether it is possible to at all train those employees or not. So whether there is some technological gap between your means in your employees or not, and whether the number of employees are sufficient or not. This is also uh, seen here. Then control method, monitoring technique details. So means a standard control method should be there, which helps to monitor the technique details. So whatever I am following, whether the milestone are achieved or not, whether the employees are doing properly or not. So all these are monitored in software organization. So there should be a control method to monitor the employees and the methods. Then project cost estimation, which is very important. So it reviews the cost and manpower cost of the project, review cost and manpower cost in details. So if you do not estimate your project cost correctly, then it may create problem. Like you will offer, you will make a offer to the customers with a low budget, and when you will complete the project, then you will observe that the cost of this project is higher than that, then you will have no profit. So project cost estimation is very much important. Then the elements of quality plans. So some quality goals should be there. So quantity measures are generally preferred here. So although we are talking about the quality, so from the beginning of this course we are repeatedly telling quality, quality and quality. So some quality goals obviously are there, but to measure the quality, some quantitative metrics should be there. So for example, you want to measure whether the software is good or not, or a component is good or not. So this term good is very vague. You cannot quantify that, right? How how these are quantified? So there are different metrics which we'll be discussing in some later session. So there are some way to quantify the qualitative measure or qualitative aspects. So this quality goal should be there, and there should be some quantitative approach or quantitative measures to quantify the quality goals. Then planned review activities, which includes the design reviews, which are generally acronymed as RDs, and design inspections and code inspections. So all these are also included. in this planned review activities. And this planned software test, which includes the type and procedure of the test. So which type of test I am performing. So you have probably can recall that there are different type of software test for different phases or for different purposes. Like sometime you may have to integration test, sometime you may have to unit test, sometime you may have to regression test, and so on. So what type of test are you planning to do, and in which phase, which stage, what time, and all these things are also planned. And what are the exact procedure you are following to conduct this test. Then planned acceptance test for extremely development software. So some parallel additional tests are conducted. This is particularly when you have some partners, or you have some uh, means subcontractors. So it sometimes it may be the case that your company is not developing the entire software alone. Some partners are there, so they are developing some portion, you are developing some portion. So uh, so the component which is developed by some employee outside of your organization, you may not completely rely on that. So when you are accepting those components or modules, uh, uh, an extra test should be conducted to before accepting this the particular modules, which are generally done by the junior partners or subcontractors. Then configuration management is another component. So it includes the configuration management tools and procedures. So what tools you are using to configure for this configuration management, and what exact procedure you are following, that is also important. So this is also one of the component of this quality plans. So whatever I have covered today, you can find them in this book called Software Quality Assurance from Theory to Implementation, which is published by this Pearson Education in 2004. And it is written by, again, Daniel Gallin. Yesterday, on day before yesterday, I talked about another book which was also written by Daniel Gallin. This is another book by the same author. So whatever the topics I have covered today, you can find it in chapter 4, particularly in section 4.1 and 4.2. Then some contents are from chapter 5, specifically chapter 5.1 and 5.3 sections. And then some components are taken from chapter 6, which you can find in 6.1 and 6.3. So to better understanding the things, you may refer to chapter 4, chapter 5, and chapter 6 uh, entirely. And next class we will know about the defect removal policy, if some defects are there, so how to remove this. Now, do you have any question?
No, sir.
Sir, what is the last date for assignment? Submitting assignment. Yesterday you have given some assignment.
Okay. So, uh, have you done that, or you are?
No, sir.
I just.
Yesterday I
Yes.
wasn't there in the class, so
Okay. So, did you complete the assignment?
no, sir. Uh, Yesterday I wasn't there, so I have seen the recording today morning. So I saw you have given assignments.
Okay. Then I'll do one thing. I will upload the assignment in Office itself. So maybe BTOP is not required for this. So I'll upload the assignment in Office itself, and you can do one thing. You can do it means individually. Otherwise, you can have some group. So very few students are there. It is difficult to make some group. How many students are there? Do you have any idea? Till
I think
now,
I think so. 9, sir.
nine. Initially, nine was there. Two students have means unregistered, dropped the course, and now seven is there. So we can do one thing. We can make two groups. One with three members, another in another of sorry, four members. So some group assignment I will give so that you will have means expend less time to complete the project. And some small assignments will be there. Those you have to do individually. Okay, so should I make the group or you will make the group?
We'll make for ourselves, sir.
Okay, so let us wait for 2 3 more days and see whether how many students are there. I think no one will be dropped. No one will drop later because this course drop addition drop the all timeline deadline is already over, right? Or you can still remove or you can still add courses. I don't know.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. We cannot do that.
Okay, so you do one thing. You try to make two group. Okay, and with the consent of each of the student. It's not like that someone is you have made a group with two more students without their consent. It should not be like that. Okay, so before making the group, you take their consent and then you make two groups. Otherwise, I will uh, randomly make two groups. So that maybe means not very helpful for you. So whomever you means like so you can make a group yourself and let me know about your group by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, let's. Okay. So by day
Okay.
after tomorrow, you let me know about your group information. Okay, in group one who are there and group two who are there.
Okay, sir.
So are you able to follow my lecture? As I'm repeatedly saying, if you face some difficulty, you can tell that without any hesitation. Okay. And if I am going as yesterday also I told if I am going too slow that make you bored or I am going too fast that you are unable to follow. So for each of the cases you can tell me without any hesitation. Then I will try to improve the way of delivery or I'll try to change the way of delivery so that you can follow it easily. No, one thing is there obviously this is basically theoretical subject. So if you get bored, then you'll not get any interest and you'll unable to follow. So some interaction should always be there so that it does not means we can follow the subject very comfortably and easily. Okay, so if you don't have any question, let me finish the course, finish the lecture, and we'll meet tomorrow again.
Now, assignment is individual, right, sir?
Assignment, you first make the group,
Okay.
and yeah, this assignment is individual assignment. The group
Okay.
assignment will be given later. Okay, so the first, and I gave one another assignment, another very small assignment
Okay.
day before yesterday, I think. Yeah, means Saturday, I think. So you that is also individual small assignment, very small assignment. So you try to complete all these two assignment first individually, then I'll give you the group assignment later. Okay.
Okay. The table one, right, sir? First
Yeah,
assignment.
the first simple assignment, it will take only 3-4 minutes. If you understood all these things properly, then it will maximum take 2 minutes to complete the assignment. And the
Yes.
second assignment of you have to read some books and documents, and then you will find a lot of factors, quality factors. So you have to just enlist them. You have to define the name, define those factors, and uh, what is the model where you we can find this software, and what is the source, as I mentioned earlier. So it will also
Okay.
not take too time. So try
Okay.
to complete that.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.